These all are the best new MMORPG that I'm sure you guys need to know because our team will present the newest update one with the highest setting graphic. Surely it will spoil your eyes then. I really hope you all help this video to tap the like button. Remember to like this video and please enjoy the video of Top 10 New Update MMORPG Mobile 2025, playable and accessible right now. Lord 9 Infinite Class. If you would like to play a new MMORPG that has a really interesting features with so many variety of progression system, then I would like to recommend you this game. Basically, the player can switch into a different classes. We only need to change the main weapon to adjust the skill selection as well as the skill that we can learn. All of the skill can be acquired through a book spell that you can get through the NPC, which means grinding is the best way to improve your main character, because every single microtransaction will need a huge amount of in-game gold that you can get easily through looting from the monster. Upgrade your attribute status and build up your own characters as you like. Avatar skin, mount selection can be obtained through the gacha, but actually it's a play to earn MMORPG through NFT. Needs more update about it. The game is just released on Play Store and App Store globally. Unfortunately, the developer makes a lot of server that makes the number of the player are divided into a smaller number on each server. Dragon's M Classic. This game is super good as a new Dragon's game series because it's pretty identical as the actual Dragon's on PC version. And I would like to admit it, from some aspect like the graphic and also the environment is 90% similar. It has a semi-auto-play game where we can do a pathfinding in auto to continue the mission. But once you try to get into the combat, then you should done everything by yourself. All of the action and combination must be played in manual. Some skills will be learnable in the earliest game, and we should make the best timing to make a combo and don't let the enemy have any chance to do any counter. I realize how I can easily get a high quality equipment even if we only need to follow the main mission. The drop rate is pretty high. I assume the developer want to make it become no pay to win game, and surely it's a good MMORPG for free to play players, especially at the earliest to mid game, but once you reach the late game, then you will realize it needs more effort to clear the dungeon, just like the other Dragon's game. Pirates Online. Not many players on mobile know if this game is playable on mobile right now, because the game should be downloaded on their official website, and I would put it on the description so you all can try it. In fact, it's kind of a PC MMORPG, but the developer decided to make it as a cross-platform MMO, which is on PC and mobile, and you all can connect within one account. Let's get back into how the mechanism works. So as a player, we should try to play the whole action manually, the main mission, the combat, and also the skill control. It's kind of a hardcore MMO because the rare goods are pretty difficult to find and I need a lot of effort to get them. With the trade system in a real time will engage more players who love to play a MMO with a huge microtransaction progress. The combat mechanism is kind of a tap and click based game, so we only need to tap the target and let the hero do his basic attack, but remember to tap the skill manually. With a chibi character design, I think the top view perspective of angle is pretty good to see the entire situation. Granado Espada M. This game has been released in the English version. Unfortunately, only a certain country can access it, and you need to wait for it to release globally. But surely the developer is preparing it for global release, and I'm sure about it. If you are a veteran in MMO genre, surely you have ever heard about this game. One of the legendary MMO games that have overcome the number of players in the worldwide, and I'm admitted to it. But if you never heard and try to experience it right now, probably I would recommend it to start on the mobile version, because it has a better visualization, better graphic, new storyline, and interesting combat mechanism. As a newbie, you don't have to worry about missing any single storyline because it wasn't connected within the previous version and also the new version. The combat mechanism will push the player not only to upgrade the main hero, but also there is an ally that will come with you along the adventure, and you will need him or her as a support to deal some damage, or as a damage taker or any support hero on the back line. Crystal of Atlan. Many of you didn't realize if this game is kind of MMO, but I read so many comments saying it's kind of an action RPG. But let me tell you the truth. Even the game has an active combat battle and not a tap and click base, and the main combat mission is only playable as a single player, but still I would put it as a MMORPG genre. It's because we can meet the other players in a real time within a huge number. Even most of the game server reach the maximum. This indicator is enough to explain why I put it on this list. Overall, I would give 10 to 10 for the combat look, how amazing the movement is, and all of them look so on point. The character design is my top reason why you all need to play it even for a while. I'm sure you will get the engagement. It's kind of a no pay to win games and no to play MMO. Everything will be determined based on your gameplay skill and how you make a combo and timing on evading the incoming attack. I think I don't have to explain more because the score on the Play Store is enough how lovely the game is, with so much positive feedback to represent the game from a different perspective. Are any of you still playing it? Wind Rider Origins. If you love to play a MMORPG but playable in AFK idle game, which is you don't have to focus on the game and let the game play by itself, then this game will be the best option for you to play. Even if you don't have to touch any single button, then the character will move by itself. The dialogue, the conversation, and how the mechanism work will control automatically. With a vertical perspective, it is good enough for you to play it in a casual mode. The combat mechanism is pretty easy to understand. There is no indicator that we need to be concerned about. No energy, no stamina, no mana point, and we only need to concern about the cooldown only. From a vertical perspective, surely one hand is enough to navigate the entire gameplay, but anyway, I prefer to play a landscape mode of MMO rather than a vertical one. How about you? It has a VIP base and honestly the game does not really pay to win friendly, because at some point, the boss enemy is way too strong and need a lot of time to kill him. Soul and Survival. This game is in development right now, but it has an English version already. I've tried on the early access and I'm totally impressed with the progress so far. The game now runs perfectly and is way smoother than before, even though I didn't face any laggy issues anymore. The combat mechanism is quite interesting as an MMO game, because we can deploy more than one hero as a team. Switching the character in between is a good way to deal extra damage by a trigger effect mode. We should consistently do it to deal more heavy damage. I think the developers should try to change the game's title, because it's quite weird. It has a survival word. In fact, it's full of action and I didn't find any survival element while in game. It just doesn't make any sense. It's playable in auto mode. As long as you tap the auto icon, then all of the characters will lock the nearest target randomly. But for switching the hero, we should do it manually. Have you ever tried it? One of the best anime MMORPG on mobile. Blade and Soul Heroes. This is the most aesthetic visual from Blade and Soul series, because most of these franchises have realistic graphics, but this game is truly magnificent that give a different experience to the player. I love how the design of the entire character looks so good with a combination of oriental design in Chinese theme appearance. The main gameplay is pretty innovative and different because we will become a leader in a party and selecting 4 members. These features will be so crucial in this game. Seriously, it seems like we are playing a brawl base because the number of allies that will help us is pretty massive. In combat, all of the partner will attack automatically, but we only need to control their skill manually by tapping the skill icon. Blade and Soul Heroes is an MMORPG that focuses on PvE for the raid boss mode. We can make a team up with the other players and help each other to kill the boss, but also playing as a solo player is possible. Best MMORPG games now. Abyss Chosen Heirs. This game is officially released in US and you all can play it right now. The game looks so promising with a high quality of graphic. Unfortunately, the game does not look so crowded because the developer already makes so many servers. This is a serious lesson for any games developer to maintain the server number. Because from a player perspective, we better have a less server to make a player connected within a huge amount of player. No matter the experience will become laggy, it doesn't matter. As long as the player is still active, then it's fine rather than it looks so quiet. As usual, Chinese developer will always make it become an autoplay game. Every single action we do will be taken automatically by the bot. Once you don't touch any button within a certain second, then the game will decide their own action in auto. Of course, this kind of MMO is the best for you if you love to play a game while doing your main activity because it can be run at the same time. The game's mechanism is pretty easy to learn because the skill will get once we reach a certain level. Luna M. I remember this game has ever been released on Play Store before, but right now the developer decided to make it playable again. The game is really good in graphic. If you want to play a fun game with a humor-based game, then this game will be a perfect option because the heroes look chibi with his head is bigger than the normal body, and also how the music is perfectly blended with a fun ambience. Just to let you know, Luna Online is one of the most played MMORPG in the PC era. Surprisingly, the developer created the new version into mobile. I wonder why the game isn't engaged with the newbie player. Can you tell me why this game does not get a better attention rather than the PC version? Bonus, ROM, Golden Age. I'm so speechless about this MMO. It's not interested me from so many aspects, but surely I will put it on the list because the game was just released a few moments before. Surely it's so refreshing. I wonder what the developers are thinking of creating this game. The whole visual looks so dark, the combat mechanism is pretty easy, everything is auto mode, full of grinding, and also I have never seen any special cutscenes along the storyline. These all are the best new release MMORPG that you all need to play, or at least you know, because this channel will give the newest information you might be missed. Remember to like this video and see you on the next list. Thanks.